everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today is going to be another Halloween series video. It's just getting started. I know my videos are going to seem like they're all over the place in the uploads, but it's because I decided last minute to try to do this where I'm going to upload one fucked up video every day for the month of October to celebrate Halloween. So there's that. Let's see if I can take on my own challenge I did for myself. I don't know how this is going to end. So today's video is based on the Smiley Face Killer. Comment down below because I know nothing about the Smiley Face Killer. So let's get into it, I guess. This video is titled, "Did the Smiley Face Killer Strike on Halloween?" I don't even know who the fucking Smiley Face Killer is, so let's get into it. Halloween night 2002 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group of college friends from the University of Minnesota dressed up and went out to celebrate. They were at the Lone Tree Bar and Grill when one group member got separated, Chris Jenkins. I think I knew somebody named Jenkins. Well, not named Jenkins, but the last name Jenkins. I don't remember what the fuck the first name was, though. And it was a girl. Anyways, the story goes that sometime after midnight, Chris spilled a drink on his pants by accident, but the security team thought he was so intoxicated that he urinated on himself. So they removed him from the bar. And the bouncer was told not to let him back in. Chris had been wearing a Native American Halloween costume without pockets. What the fuck is a Native American Halloween costume? Was he dressed up as a fucking Native American Indian? I can't fuck with these people. Anyways, Chris had been wearing a Native American Halloween costume without pockets and had just been kicked out without his coat in the 20-degree temperature. He had given his cell phone and wallet to his girlfriend Ashley Rice, who was still inside. So now Chris found himself outside in the freezing temperatures without any means of getting home, since another friend had driven them to the bar. Oh, he didn't have his phone. I was gonna say Lyft, Uber, taxi. He didn't have his phone though. Go somewhere else. Call your parents. That's what I would have done. I would have called my dad. The last anyone reported seeing Chris was that he was walking from the bar heading north. But when he never showed up back at his place or contacted anyone, he was reported missing. 4 months of not a word from Chris or any clues to his disappearance had not just his family and friends on edge, but the college campus. On February 27th, 2003, a body was spotted floating in the Mississippi River. That's a really long time that nobody spotted that. This happened on Halloween. I'm just putting the fucking dots together because I already know where they're going with this. So, the last time he was seen was on Halloween. It is now the end of February. So you went November, December, all of January, and pretty much all of February. So that's 4 months. Dude, we find I shouldn't say we. Bodies are found in the Rock River by my fucking house all the time. And it's like, they're like, oh, it was a homeless person. Pretty sure there's a serial killer in Rockford too. So they can try to fucking hide and cover up that shit. But when you have several fucking bodies being found in the Rock River, and then not that long ago, I think it was last summer, they were finding bodies in fucking cornfields on the outside, like outskirts of fucking Rockford. So there's that. I still think there's a fucking serial killer, and they're really trying to sweep that shit under the fucking rug, you know? Shit. Like, oh, it wasn't that. It was just homeless people. So anyways, let's get back into this. So on February 27th, 2003, a body was spotted floating in the Mississippi River. The body had been wedged in branches of a fallen tree near the Upper St. Anthony Falls Dam. After pulling it from the water and performing an autopsy, it would be revealed it was Chris Jenkins. See, I just put the dots together. I already knew where they were going with that. He had still been wearing his Halloween costume, so it was assumed he died the night he went missing. So that's 4 fucking months, guys, that nobody spotted this body. So I don't think he was in the river the whole fucking time. His official cause of death was listed as undetermined, but the police believed it was an accidental drowning. His family didn't think this and was forced to launch their own independent investigation. Good for them. I would have too. Which would turn up quite a few discrepancies to the official report made by the police. Number 1. The private investigator started with retracing Chris's steps that Halloween night, which took him to the Lone Tree Bar and Grill, where suspiciously now all the staff said Chris left on his own, that he wasn't kicked out. Then the owner issued a gag order so his employees could not speak to anyone without a company attorney present. Why? The fuck you hiding? You only do something like that when you're trying to fucking hide something. So they just didn't want to have anything to do with the fucking death of this guy. So whatever. Number 2. The night of Halloween, an off-duty police officer named Mike Casey was in the bar. He was working security in the area. He knew Ashley, Chris's girlfriend. He had actually loaned her one of his uniform shirts for her Halloween costume of a sexy police officer. During the night, she introduced Chris to Mike. I think there's some jealousy going on there. What if the cop had something to do with it? A rumor going around at the time was that Mike Casey had told the security supervisor at the bar to have Chris removed because he wanted Chris out of the picture that night to flirt with Ashley. Then later, after Chris was gone, he gave Ashley a ride home. The Minneapolis PD never even questioned Mike Casey formally. When asked why Casey wasn't questioned, even though he had driven the victim's girlfriend home and might know valuable information, they said, "He's a married man with children. We don't want to break up a family." No, he's gonna fucking do it himself. I'm already sickened, dude. I'm already sick and I know nothing. And I'm not even like, where's the Smiley Face Killer? What's that got to do with this? Because that was the title of the fucking video. And so far, we're only hearing about this Chris, his girlfriend Ashley, and then this Mike Casey that's a police officer. That's all we've heard about so far. Number 3. Retracing Chris's steps. The private investigator realized that the route home for Chris would have taken him over the Hennepin Avenue Bridge. I'm sure I fucking botched that, but whatever. He found that the Federal Reserve Bank had 2 outside security cameras facing in that direction. But when the bank reviewed the footage, there was no sign of Chris. So he had not started to walk home. Number 4. The family knew they needed to try and find out where Chris went if they were ever going to find out what happened to him. They hired a canine unit and 2 different bloodhounds tracked Chris's scent from the Lone Tree Bar to a restaurant across from the bar, Times Square Pizza and Subs. See, that's what I said. Go somewhere else and call your parents. You get kicked out, you don't have your fucking phone. You go to the next, business and fucking use their phone to call your fucking parents. Because obviously you're going to know that number. Out of all the numbers that are in my phone, the only number I know by heart is my parents' number. That's it. They've had the same number since, the 80s. That's the only fucking number I know. I know my grandparents' number, but they've had their number forever too. Not fair. Pre-cell phone era. Them are the only numbers I fucking know because everybody else's number is saved in my phone. I don't even see the number. I see the name. Click the name. Call sister. Well, not, it wouldn't be sister. Call Heather. Call Chad. Call Quentin. I don't know their fucking numbers. I don't even know my own son's number. I know my number and my parents' number. So, anyways, he did what I said he should have done. So that's good. We're on the right path here. I mean, not obviously, not 100% because he ended up dead in the fucking river. So let's find out what happened. From there, the bloodhounds each tracked Chris's scent further to an underground parking garage next to the pizza shop. The smell came to a stop around the parking stalls number 89 and 90. Big ass parking garage. On Halloween night, the bouncer from the Lone Tree Bar and Grill had been parking in one of those spots. The bouncer. Was that the cop? I have questions. The bloodhounds also found a hint of Chris on the vehicle that had been parked there that night. Ooh. With a possible scene to investigate, a search for evidence began. The private investigators would recover blood droplets, a red feather fragment, and red string that could be parts of the headband Chris had been wearing that night. Fuck, dude. The private investigators started looking more closely at the movement around the pizza shop and garage the night of Halloween. Several people had seen a group of 10 or more people attacking someone in front of Times Square Pizza and Subs that night, but no one was sure if it had been Chris. So he may have been jumped too. I mean, there's that. That's kind of weird that, okay, let's just keep going. Number 6. From the pathologist report, it is known that Chris's blood alcohol level was 0.12%, so he was not out of it drunk. Tests also showed traces of the chemical GHB in his system, which is used to sedate people and is referred to as a date rape drug. That I knew. So somebody drugged him, and then he possibly got jumped. I mean, there's a lot of avenues here. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to follow all this shit. I hope they're going to wrap it all up. We're at 12 minutes. God damn it. Number 7. The pathologist also performed the autopsy, also noted some strange inconsistencies with the body if he drowned. First, he was found with his arms crossed in front of him, which is odd for victims who fall into the water and drowned. Yeah, same. They are usually found with their arms out at their sides. I can't imagine with my arms being by my side if I'm drowning. I feel like the arms would just be loose or like out. I don't know. Whatever. Their clothing is usually disheveled too, but Chris's shirt was still tucked into his drawstring pants, and the slip-on moccasins were still on his feet, which led the pathologist to believe that Chris was dead and rigor mortis had set in when he was placed in the water. I said that earlier. I said they probably killed him and then threw him into the fucking river later. Like, get rid of the evidence. It's not going nowhere. It's fucking February. Number 8. When he was pulled from the river, a clump of hair was in his left hand. Hopefully we have a competent fucking pathologist and he kept the hair and they're testing that shit, because probably going to tell them who the fuck did this. Oh, I'm mad. I'm mad. I just said that, right? This was never tested. It had been filed away after being labeled foreign matter in left hand. Finally, years later, it was tested. It proved to be Chris's own hair. I'm shook. I don't understand what's going on right now. Lack of bruising seemed to throw the family off. Chris was an avid lacrosse goalie and was usually covered in bruises on his legs and arms. He had played 2 games and been to practice days before he vanished. So there most likely would have been bruises on his body. Since there wasn't, his family wondered if he'd been kept alive somewhere for a few days before being killed and disposed of. Number 10. A hydrologist. They gotta stop coming up with fucking names and adding ologist to that shit, because it really pisses me off. And they do it so much in the medical field. Everything's an ologist. Everything. And the fucking, don't get me started. A hydrologist who studied the Mississippi River didn't believe that Chris's body could have been in the water for 4 months and not have been spotted. Same. He researched the temperatures in the area and found that the river didn't freeze over until January. Wow. Okay. Also, the area under the 3rd Avenue Bridge where Chris's body was found had been combed for weeks after he disappeared. Okay. So that's everything that the private investigator found. So that was 10 things that he found just alone. Now we're going to get back into the story because I want to know. 4 years after Chris went missing and then turned up in the river, his family finally got the police to reopen the investigation. They fucking closed it? They closed it. They didn't know shit. Oh, that's right. They thought that he was drunk and just fell into the river and that it was an accident. That's right. I forgot about that. After a new police chief took over, he sat down with them and viewed the evidence they had collected. It was only then that Chris's death was reclassified from accidental drowning to homicide. After this, an informant came forward with new information. He said that he had seen someone he knew throw Chris off the Hennepin Avenue Bridge, but this seems unlikely to anyone who studied the case. If Chris had been thrown off the bridge, he would have hit a steel support beam and metal cables on his way down. His body would have shown multiple injuries, which it didn't. To date, no one has been charged with the murder of Chris Jenkins. Some speculate it was a fight that got out of hand. The title, dude. The title. Oh, here we go. Others believe it could be part of the Smiley Face killings that took the lives of many college-aged men in the Midwest. Their bodies are found in the water after a night of drinking, and a smiley face is painted nearby. Without knowing where Chris went into the water, it's hard to look for the smiley face graffiti. And that's the end of the story. It didn't come out until the end. They talked about this Chris guy the whole time. Talked about the girlfriend. Talked about the Mike cop guy. Didn't talk about the Smiley Face Killer to the end. How can that be the title of this fucking story? I don't understand. And I still don't know anything about the Smiley Face Killer. So he'd kill people, is what I'm kind of getting at. Let's see. Let's go back to that last line. He would kill people after a night of drinking and paint a smiley face nearby. So was that his MO? I don't know. Comment down below, guys, because I don't know about this one. Fucking weird. I don't like this story. I'm not satisfied. This is not, it's not even solved. I hate unsolved shit. I hate unsolved shit. I like stories to have closure. Now I'm going to be thinking about this shit. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to end up doing another smiley face video later. Because now I don't know who the fuck this Smiley Face Killer is. I'm just saying, guys. Like, what the fuck? I'm going to write it down somewhere so I don't forget. Okay, so anyways, wrote that down so I can look that shit up later. So anyways, if you guys like the video, because I didn't. I mean, I like the video. I just don't like how it ended. If you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And thank you for watching.